Rest in peace, mommy. In loving memory, I blast kid Ali. You're there if you don't tell me where the cash is. I'm spitting the roast, no different approach. And those that don't get it is gon' get it the most. They ride waves, I wave at them. New York begging me to eat the apple, let's say at them. I pat them on the back of poor day effort. LA reflow, I can show you epic. Can't do it for you, I can only prep it. They never give me credit, I use only debit. Oh well, oh well. The streets.
Russ, I want to welcome you to the podcast. It's an honor to have you on, bro. For anyone who's gonna watch this that doesn't know who you are, Fred the Godson, New York legend, hip hop mogul. You're his brother. Obviously, rest in peace to Fred. You know, unfortunate what happened with the COVID situation, but you've been doing your thing, holding his legacy out. I really appreciate it. And the first thing I want to ask you while I have you on here, when did you realize how much your brother meant to the hip hop community?
I think I realized that when he first started coming up with Loose Cannon Records, he had a partner named Virginia Slim. And at the time, you know, him and his partner was doing shows, talent shows, you know, going to radio stations, you know what I'm saying? Just doing all the hard work and all the footwork in hip hop with certain street teams and the people in the Bronx. And I think once he started going alone as a single artist and he dropped his first mixtape, it's called They Call Me the Flow.
Fire.
Man, if you heard it, you know what I'm talking about. You know, once that came out, boom. Then you had other artists that was in the games coming to the studios like Tony Sunshine. Shout out to Sunshine, you know, with TS. And my man Chance of a Lifetime, Duke Black, Spliff, all of them, Stu with DFL, all these people that, you know, embraced Fred when he was doing his music. I said from there and there, man, I just think that it's gonna be a shakeup in this hip hop industry, and he proved it to this day, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I hear Fred, even the Armageddon album, all the way back in 2010, he's got samples from Biggie on there, from Cameron. You guys growing up together, how much did hip hop mean to you and him growing up? And like, he always pays respect to New York, which I love. I'm from New Jersey originally. That's you.
Shout out to Jersey. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, just how much, like, I know he looked up to Biggie a lot. Do you know, who did you guys listen to growing up? And do you know who his influences in hip hop are?
Well, his influences in hip hop were the golden eras, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the Biggies, the Puns. And if I could do a list, I could say Biggie was his number one. I could say Pun and Jay was like, you know, 2 and 3. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes it'll change, you know, but the Nas's, you know, the Eminems, you know, the Busta Rhymes, you know, Redman, you know, all these guys that he looked up to in the music industry, man, I just feel like they had a lot to do with it. And our upbringing was everything hip hop. You know, we grew up in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The birthplace to hip hop, you know, that's how I rock, you know? And we was all around it, you know? We was all around it. My uncle was a big influence in his life when it came to music. You can hear it all through his music. My uncle carried a Walkman, and he would let us hear all different types of hip hop, like from the Self-Destructions, the MC Lights, you know, the Big Daddy Kanes, and then, you know, we got the Cool G raps. You know, those are the type of things that Fred learned at an early age. And then as he got into the music and he started doing music, I say the Biggie and Puns, Jay-Z, Nas, you know, word.
Yeah, and I just want to go through this list of people that just highlight out to me, like just that he has worked with, just to show, like, because these people he's on tracks with, people don't just get on tracks with you if you're these people. Just for instance, P. Diddy, Jadakiss, Jim Jones. He even went West Coast with The Game. Dave East, the collab tape, Joel Ortiz. And then even the new guys from New York, Benny the Butcher, Griselda, Pusha T. I'm not gonna forget Pusha T.
Yeah, can't forget Pusha.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a legendary
Fat Man
list.
Scoop, you know. You got Fat Man Scoop, you know, an icon in the game. You know, Busta Rhymes, you know
Jim
what I'm saying?
Jones.
Jim Jones, Walker, you know. You got a lot of guys on there. Cam, you know, he worked with a lot of people that has legendary trademarks names in this game. You know, and this is the seriousness about it, you know, when they seen him and he spit for them the first time, it starts all the way back from Clark Kent. Somebody who discovered the Biggies, the Jay-Z's, you know? When he spit in front of Clark Kent said it, you know? He haven't seen that or heard that type of delivery, you know, on top of the you know, the charisma with the bars and the lines. And since Biggie or Jay, you know, Clark Kent said it out his mouth. Shout out to Uncle Clark. Word, you know?
I think that's why I'm personally such a fan of your brother's work. Just, it's all about bars. And where I'm from, where you're from, that's when I grow up, that's what I think about hip hop.
Yep. And that's the thing. What I think, you know, I want to let the world know and what people to know is about Fred. It wasn't just about just being savvy on the bars, and he stuck to his craft, you know. He stuck to his craft. He got a song called Fit In by 80 Empire. You know, he's featured on their Legacy album. They out of Canada. Shout out to my dudes, you know, 80 Empire. And it's called Fit In. He's like, I will not fit in. You know, y'all can't make me change my ways, because it's like he wants substance in the music, and he was bringing a movement. This is why now you see, even with him not here, you know, my brother's like here really in hip hop, man. Like he's had features and music keep going. And, you know, and me behind it, and me making sure that the world needs to know these songs that he got with other artists that push the pen, you know what I'm saying? With other artists that's about substance. I want to let it be known that he was a fan of the game. He was starting a movement, and he was sticking to that. Like he wanted to force it back in. And as you see now, look at the Butchers. Look at Busta Rhymes album. You know what I'm saying? Rocking. Shout out to 38 Special. Rocking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are all quality music. And Fred was like, he was coming full force with it, man. And he wanted that movement back.
Yeah, and I think just to show his impact, I know when I first heard he passed, I was upset about it. But like such big people, you know, Nas, Fabulous, Fat Joe even said, I saw on his podcast, that's his favorite street rapper of all time. Fat Joe, he was with Pun, you know. Fred was his favorite rapper, and that's huge, bro. And you know, Joel Ortiz, that tape they have together, Joel Ortiz, I think, is one of the best bar for bar rappers out there.
And you know, not to go off topic, but I don't think it's off topic, but these were his friends, man.
Mm-hmm.
These were his boys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They fan. You know what I mean? These are guys that still in the loop today, thinking about Fred, rocking with Fred. You see Joel Ortiz on the bar for bar. You know what I'm saying? He about to have some new music coming out. And you know, everybody, you know, Arsonist is in the mix of that as well, you know. And these are his brothers, man. These are his boys. These are his extended brothers, man. These guys laugh with him, chill with him. It wasn't just about music. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they respected Fred.
All right, going forward, I want to ask specifically about, you're the executive of his music now. Going forward, what have you done so far, and what are you going to continue to do going forward? I know that, well, first let's talk about the street, because I think that's huge. I want to talk about
before we jump into that, it's a lot with that. So I just want to say, I want to correct you. It's not that I'm the executive, but I am an executive and an executor of Fred's music. You know, I try to bring my A&R abilities and you know, also my executive producing abilities based on what he taught me that a lot of people didn't know about. And, you know, it was just a time for me to just, you know, say, you know, bro, I got your back. You know, I'm the second oldest out of 6 and I play basketball first, you know what I'm saying? But off top, I played basketball first, but you know, when he was doing his music, I was traveling, going away, going to college, but I was still in tune. And based on what he taught me when he left us, man, you know, I seen a lot of weight that needed to be pushed with this. And from an administrative level, you know, that a lot of people didn't know about. So what I've done so far is that when he passed, you know, I've came in and I got with his management and I got with his wife, Leanne, and we came up with a plan. You know, some of his supporters, his people who he was just recently dealing with, you know, I got with Arsonist and I said, hey, you know, let's put something out before this other music that we have planning to, you know, hit crazy with the Contraband 3. I said, let's put something out. So I constructed the whole Godson project that was put out first after he passed. I put all them tracks together. I took a bit of 100% of what is his, you know, that way we don't have to wait for clearing features and stuff like that. And I constructed that whole 13-track project, you know, cover art, the whole creativity behind that whole project was me. You know, a lot of people didn't know that, you know, and now, you know, I just been in the loop with things and being behind artists that got features with him. You know, he dropped a track called We Don't Believe You with my man Hills from out of Philly and Orlando.
Amazing track.
Dope. That was a video in one of his last videos he did. You know, that was fire. I've been working with him. And then other artists that got, you know, songs with him. And I got songs coming out. I'm just like, yo, let's do it right. You know, let me be behind it. Let me talk to his wife and talk to these people and let them know, like, look, you know, Fred is not here. He can't respond. He can't react. He can't engage. I'm here to do that for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's huge, bro. And everything I've seen you been doing, bro, since his passing, it's nothing but respect, bro. You're keeping the legacy alive. And I think all the fans and people like me and other people with platforms are keeping alive. And I think it's going to continue that way. And you dropped I'm guessing you were behind it. Ali just dropped that single.
Yes, sir.
That's fire.
Thank you, man. I mean, I had, you know, these songs and based on the album. And once again, I want to go back to this was a plan that he had. Fred had a plan to just keep coming with music. We've seen him going hard, and you know, when this COVID thing happened, he was still working, man, and you know, and he just got caught up in this whole mess, man. And it was a hard thing to deal with, and I just say the grace that he left on this earth and the love that people have for him and all that energy of the support, even with times where I feel like, you know, some people might be out there just for the situation of his name is a broadband and, you know, he passed away. They might, you know, I had to duck and dodge too. You know, we live in a cold world, you know what I'm saying? And I got to be careful with the right intentions, wrong agendas and stuff like that, you know? My brother, did he just do a verse for you or he was really trying to push you or what it is that he did? I know if it can sit people with other features or artists that haven't been reached out to or haven't reached out to me or the family, you know, that's the wrong way to do it. You got to reach out to the family if you want it done right, because his grace ain't going to be on it if his family don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, my brother moved a certain way, and, you know, I like to, you know, try to keep that up. And if he didn't do certain things before, then don't try to change that. You know, try to fit it in the best way for the best possibility. you know. Now, if he had errors, yeah, we could come to the table and discuss that. And we can make the best judgment that you know he would do if you know him. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is, man. You know, I had a bunch of music and I had to select. I had to say, okay, this is what he was going to put on the album that he was planning to drop, you know, that he spoke to me about and that he let me know about up to this point, that what he was doing. And I listened to all the music, tapped in. It's like Fred was tapping on my shoulder, you know? And it's like, I think out of all these songs that I had, I felt like Ali was perfect. You know, I felt like it was perfect. I feel like it being his first single, brand new single since he passed away from COVID, I think this sets a mark because the way Arsonist is on the drums and what he's specifically talking about. If you listen to the bars, I think out of all the songs that I had selected, I think this one being the leading single up to the album that's going to be dropping. I think this one, once you hear the rest of the album, is going to set the tone for the album.
Yeah, that song's amazing, bro. I put it on my weekly playlist the last 2 weeks.
Oh, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Love.
no doubt. And I want to talk about the street, bro. I know right outside where you guys grew up, if you could touch on that. They're naming it after him. And in New York, dude, that's a huge deal. You know that. I know that.
Big time.
You just explain that a little bit and maybe the process it took and how that came together.
You know, when this all happened, you know, we decided to start the Fred the Godson Foundation. And I think the Fred the Godson Foundation, with his wife as a founder, Leanne, solidified. I think it was a great move based on her discussions with Fred. You know, her relationship is private and it deserves to be an order to it, you know, once he's passed away. And I just try to follow suit and support it in the best way as a COO of the foundation, working with her. And, you know, it was a lot of things that we had to battle, or, you know, we was in the middle of COVID, right? And it's like, you know, why start a foundation in the middle of COVID? That's crazy. The normal person is like, yo, money is being lost. Nobody's going to give money away. But guess what? This is bigger than money.
Mm-hmm.
This didn't cost us $1. All it cost was us going out there, being out there with the community, launching, saying we're going to start this Fred the Godson Foundation, you know, having drives and bar, you know, drives and toy drives, book drives, and, you know, reaching out to the community and doing things with the hip hop food truck, and also a lot of things in the Bronx where Fred was all about, you know what I'm saying? And once the councilmen and the communities and Ruben Diaz and the Vanessa Gibsons and the Salamancas, you know, all these councilmen and senators that came in support of us, they started to see the community and the people like, yo, you know, this political thing, you know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they you know, they get us, they get our people. You know what I'm saying? They get our support. So it's just worked so many ways. And with me pushing the music and working with other people, keeping his name alive, I think it was a combination of everything. And I think from the support and the unexpected outside support that Fred has guided me with and making plays, and, you know, with everything that I'm matching up to do, man, I feel like it was meant to be. And to get a street name in front of your building in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you walk out our building 500 feet at the corner is right there. That's where it's going to be. And this is the element of where Fred was grooming as a hip hop artist. Where we had another block. We lived down there, 156 and Fox. Shout out to 156 and Fox, but this one is on 941 and Leggett. So it's like we lived there first in the shelters, and then we moved into an apartment. And this place was like, I feel, the gem of the Bronx during that time. There was a lot of drugs, corners, killing, but we was in a good place. And, you know, that building is special. Word.
Bro, I want to thank you so much for coming on. And it was a dream of mine, bro, when I started this, to have your brother on the podcast. And obviously that's not possible, but to have you come on, bro, I mean, it feels just as great. And I'm always going to support you and your movement and everything your brother did. I'll keep the legacy alive on my end, bro. I appreciate you.
Man, likewise, the love and energy time that you brought. And, you know, when I linked up with you, it was genuine. It was real because, you know, I've been getting a lot of support, unexpected support. So, you know, I think on behalf of Fred's family, you know what I'm saying, the whole TBM, the whole Talking About Money, you know what I'm saying, and Leanne, Side Watches, you know, Blockwork, all the people that he came into this game and his music, they all have a lot to do with this legacy too. You know, we can't forget, you know, those that, you know, been there with him throughout the years that continue to support too. So, you know, I know that I'm at the realm of this, but, you know, there's other people out there too that's still showing love, and they have a part to do with it too. So just like them, you know, this is special, man. And I think this is this is the beginning to where Fred wanted to get. You know, he was aiming towards this. And I think having a street name within 10 and a half months and being approved, this is something a lot of people don't know. Fred got approved on the same day as Big L and Big Pun.
That's legendary, bro. 3 New York
Legendary.
legends. And he belongs in that category, bro. He does.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and there's more to come. It's more to come.
Thank you so much, bro. I'm gonna keep in contact, and obviously I'll let you know when this is dropping. And I want to thank you, bro. My team wants to thank you too for coming on.
Yo, shout out to your team. And listen, y'all go out there, y'all go download that Ali. It's streaming on all platforms right now. Rumble, Young Man Rumble. This is the first single since Fred's passed from COVID, and it's up leading to an album. And that album might be dropping on his birthday.
Bet, bro. I appreciate that, bro. Be safe. I'm gonna keep in contact, bro.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
Peace. All right.